Hey folks, Litten here. Welcome to today's Pokemon Sun and Moon anime review. Today we'll be talking about Pokemon, well, episode number 21. I'll just say the episode. Which is otherwise known as It Is Time for Litten to Set Off. Goodbye, Stoutland. And oh boy, is that title ever so true. Let's get moving. Let's get chatting. So the episode starts off with Ash and his Pokemon carrying around groceries. So it's mostly just Ash. He's carrying all the weight, so of course he's having trouble. So Rotom offers him its assistance. Ash, of course, complies, and Rotom, of course, fails to carry the bag that it was given, and ends up falling over. One of the pieces of food, I'm guessing it was like a donut, it just rolled along, and while Ash was going to get it, Litten came out of nowhere, stole it. Ash saw it, was like, "Oh, hey, Litten, how's it going?" But before Litten even bothers to say hello, or Ash can continue to say anything else, it runs off. Ash, being who he is, completely forgets about his main goal of what he was supposed to do, and just follows after Litten, because, you know, that's his little buddy. So after a little bit of following Litten and losing Litten, Ash finally finds it under a bridge. Yeah, it's a bridge. Definitely a bridge. Along with Stoutland, who, for some reason, they're not in their little mansion place anymore. I wonder if I missed an episode of that. So, I'll look around. But other than that, they find Litten and Stoutland on a couch, just doing their thing. Litten offers the food to Stoutland, but of course, Stoutland takes it. And I don't know what it was exactly, but of course, Stoutland seems different. But less of that right now, because it's training time with Stoutland. Apparently, Litten is trying to pick up Fire Fang, so Stoutland is teaching it Fire Fang, because, hey, I didn't know Stoutland can get Fire Fang. I don't know that much about Pokemon. I have a Stoutland of my own, yet I don't train it that much. Sorry. So Stoutland shows off its Fire Fang and just totally annihilates a small wood trunk, while Litten takes a crack at a hard shell ball thingy coconut, and of course ends up failing it with his Fire Fang in a little comical fashion. Now, while that happens, Ash and his Pokemon, of course, come up from behind and just say hello to Litten and Stoutland. So Stoutland's pretty okay with seeing them. They haven't seen him in a while, so there's like no concern over here. And it was funny because I think Ash was going to offer them food, but then Litten just blasted him in the face with, I'm assuming, an ember. So while Ash douses his face with water, Litten comes along and just, I guess, bows his head or says hello to Litten, because I believe there was an episode where it was Litten, Rowlet, and Populio, and they were lost on a little island place or something. I believe so. Maybe Litten was like saying thanks for helping us out over there or something. But you never know, because Litten's like being all bashful and such. So while that was happening, Litten tries to show them its Fire Fang technique, but Stoutland tells it that he's doing it wrong, I'm assuming, and just readies up its own Fire Fang, showing it how it's done, until it starts coughing. Ash takes note of this, and it's a little worrisome, if you ask me. So I think you get where this is going by now. And it's a new day. It's a different day. Moving on, sorry. And while Ash and Pikachu are walking from school, Team Rocket pops out of nowhere, and before they can even do their usual... Actually, when I think about it, how long has it been since Team Rocket did their little catchphrase? Whatever. But that happens before they can even say their usual Team Rocket blasting off at the speed of light. Litten comes out of nowhere, embers them before they can really get their words said, and it runs over to Ash, possibly telling it that Stoutland's in trouble, because it's worried. It's a little worried. It's not calm or anything like it usually is. It's just really scared about something. Ash picks it up and assumes that it's Stoutland who needs help. So while they're running over there, Meowth takes note of what Miyabe is saying, because, you know, it's a Pokemon, and Meowth can understand Pokemon and understand human language as well. So once they get there, a tree with some very few leaves ends up losing one of the leaves, so symbolism strikes for one time right here. We got our first strike of symbolism with the tree right here. So while Ash is getting ready to take Stoutland away to a Pokemon Center, he picks it up rather easily, and he makes a comment about how he's saying how light Stoutland is. But it's, of course, a very big Pokemon, so he still has trouble. But they get there to the Pokemon Center. Stoutland's all hooked up to the machinery and such. Well, not machinery, it's just usual health kit things. While Nurse Joy helps it out, along with a Blissey and I think a Comfey, with Ash, Litten, and Pikachu just sitting on the outside watching over it. Nurse Joy eventually opens the door, walks over to Ash, while Litten ends up walking out, walks into the room with Stoutland, and goes over to Stoutland, hoping to see that it's okay. Nurse Joy says that Stoutland's not sick, it's just... And before anything else can be said, the door closes, and it's from Litten's point of view at this point, so we can't hear anything that Nurse Joy is saying to Ash. But I'm pretty sure we can all assume what it is that's happening, and, well, that's just pretty sad. Meowth is listening in. I don't know how it got in, but you shouldn't really worry about it that much, but Meowth got in, so of course he heard it all, and now it's just an entirely different scene altogether. So Ash is talking to Kukui over the phone about the situation, and I'm assuming he asks Kukui if he can stay with the rest of the Pokemon. Rowlet and Rockruff were probably at Kukui's place, just calming and chilling. Kukui goes on about how if Litten came to you about this, Ash, Litten probably trusts you, so don't disappoint it to any degree. So I guess you can see what's going to happen eventually, but this shows just how much Litten trusts Ash. It trusts him to take care of Stoutland and do the right thing, which is taking it to the Pokemon Center to seeing if it can get better. But Ash, it's nighttime, I think, and Ash comes to the Pokemon Center with some more fruit and food to give to Litten and Stoutland, but they're gone. And it cuts to a shot of the Litten and Stoutland back under the bridge at the couch, and while Ash is running around trying to find them, I don't know why he just doesn't go there right off the bat. I'm guessing he is on the way there, or whatever. Meowth shows up right in front of them, and they have a little chat. Meowth talks to Ash, saying that it wants Litten to be protected. And while Ash and Pikachu are kind of confused about the fact that Meowth is going on about Litten, when, you know, that's their enemy, Meowth just runs off, saying, "Alright, that's it, I'm done here. Just do that. Got that? I'm out. Peace." And that's pretty much it. Then it shows Litten and Stoutland going to sleep together. Fades out. Fades back in. With Litten waking up, but Stoutland's gone. Litten moves around trying to find Stoutland. Of course, it's not under the bridge or anywhere else it would look. And then more tree symbolism happens, and it starts to rain. Litten's just crying out, just continuously crying out, probably calling for Stoutland, using hyper voice. So it's a sad scene, really, because we know what happened. Stoutland is gone, it's raining, the tree is losing its many few leaves. It's very clear that Stoutland is gone. Ash and Kukui find Litten under the bridge. Well, it's out in the rain, really, just crying. They, of course, Ash and Kukui have their umbrellas. And Rotom asks Kukui, where's Stoutland? And Kukui's like, don't ask me. 'Cause I think he said, I don't know, but nonetheless, we know. He knows. We know. Then it cuts to Team Rocket. Jesse and James are wondering what's going on with Meowth and why he looks like so upset, just sighing. And while they don't really know or kind of care, Beware kind of comes up behind Meowth and just wraps his arms around him. Not like the Pokédex would say, but it's just has his arms around Meowth, and Meowth is like, "Hey, stop! I'm not feeling it right now. I'm not in the mood." So, over a sequence of events, time and time over, Meowth and Ash go back and forth trying to help Litten. Meowth is trying to talk to Litten, trying to get him to talk to him about how it feels so that it doesn't feel that bad. So that situation isn't that bad for Litten. But of course, Litten just looks away from him, not caring at all, ignoring him, and while Ash is moving, Meowth runs off to not be seen. Ash, along with Rowlet, Rockruff, and Pikachu, they come up to Litten, sit down, and say, Ash says that we're gonna stay here until you at least eat something, got it? We got permission from Kukui, so we'll stick around here with you until you get better. And that's very nice. And, well, they just... I guess it cuts to darkness, it's like nighttime again. Litten wakes up, though. It's like daytime, really. Litten wakes up, it's stopped raining. And it just looks into the clouds. There's more tree symbolism as a leaf ends up flying into the sky, up into the clouds, and you can just see a Stoutland-shaped cloud. And Litten's like super happy now, just seeing Stoutland in the clouds. And you see Stoutland possibly doing whatever smiley face it can with this bushy, beardy face. So, I guess you can say Litten's feeling better about the situation now. And Ash comes up to Litten, asking it if it wants to join him. If they can just, like, train up that Fire Fang of his. Or just, you know, be together with someone since it's lost Stoutland now. Litten, of course, just straight up embers Ash in the face. I guess to lighten up the mood. Literally. And Meowth... I'm pretty sure Ash doesn't hear this. Because Meowth is just far off. He's just saying... Meowth is saying that Litten wants Ash to battle it. See if it's, like, worth its time or worthy or something like that. I wouldn't say Ash is definitely worthy with what they've been through. So, of course, it goes into a battle with Pikachu versus Litten, Mouse versus Cat, Tom versus Jerry. It begins. We're getting... It starts off with a Thunderbolt into an Ember collision. Good old explosion to start it off. And then Pikachu runs in with a quick attack. Litten dodges. I think it goes in for like an Ember again. It's kind of rough because it's like the only... For some reason, the battle meant something to me. But at the same time, it wasn't what I was focused on. So I'm sorry if I don't get it word for word or anything. You can watch the episode still. And so Pikachu attacks Litten with a Iron Tail, manages to get a strike in there, and then Litten just smacks up against the wall, and it just drags off a little bit. And while Pikachu's going in for with another quick attack, Litten jumps off of the wall, dodges it, and then Ash tells it to go for another Iron Tail, while Litten, I guess, goes for like Tail Whip or Tail Slap, and I think it's like a little collision going on. But then Ash... I'm just going to say Pikachu. Pikachu goes for the Electro Ball. It hits Litten a little bit. And then it just backs up again. It is at this point that Ash pulls out a Pokeball. Says, it's time. Litten smiles. And Ash throws the ball up into the air for some reason. As a Pick-a-Peck ends up flying through the sky and getting hit by that Pokeball. gets captured, and that's pretty much how that goes. Ash gets a picky pack, and of course I'm lying. So don't take that for word, okay? I'm sorry, I just want to... Things are getting a little too serious or glum with the whole episode, so I just want to lighten up the mood a little. But Ash throws up the ball. Litten jumps up to the Pokeball, taps it on the little button, and it goes into the Pokeball. And of course, it does a little it does the 3 little spins, and then the ding, and then Ash gets Litten. Litten is caught. And of course, we get our celebratory moment with Ash saying that he caught Nyabi, or Ash, I caught Litten, and then Pikachu jumps in, but no Rowlet Rock Ruff inclusion? Which is crazy if you ask me. But that happens. Meowth, of course, smiles and saying, this is good for you and all, but now we are enemies. If this is how it must be, so be it. I will not show any mercy. I liked it. The little cat and cat relationship, of course. And that's pretty much how the episode ends, with Ash really letting Litten out of the ball, and then it's like, alright, you're with us now. You're part of the team, you're part of the family. So let's celebrate this by eating all this food. So of course he puts the bag down. It's like fruit and such. Rowlet, Rockruff, Litten, and Pikachu and Ash all just end the episode off eating. This episode was pretty sad for the most part. This episode was more interesting than episode 20, to be honest. I liked it. It kind of hit home for me, and I wanted to talk about it because this is the first time we've actually had, well, sort of actually had a death in the Pokemon series. We didn't see it happen, but we know it happened. I think like the first time it ever happened was in the Pokemon movie, the Celebi movie. Or there was also the time in the X and Y movie where Yveltal... Oof, man, I better not turn going around. But, that's pretty much how that episode went. If you enjoyed this little chat I've had in this review, please leave a like and comment down below if you want me to continue going on about these reviews, because the Pokemon Sun and Moon series is starting to get interesting to me. It's starting to interest me, and I want to start talking about it with you guys. So until then, take care.